In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating two things. First, I'll be moving my wife from her sleeping position in the bed to a wheelchair, and then I will change the slings and move her from the wheelchair to a commode for toileting and dressing. At the end of this video, I have placed information about all of the equipment I'm going to be using during the video. I've just attached the sling she sleeps on at night to the lift, and I'm beginning to lift her. It's much easier for her to sleep on this than it would be to try to remove it and reinstall it under her every day. She's been doing this for more than a year and has never complained about sleeping on the sling. As soon as I get her high enough, I'm going to turn her so I can set her down on the edge of the bed. The pillow I just picked up, I am using to place between her knees and the lift because it's quite painful for her in this next step if she has her knees against the metal part of the lift. I now have the pillow in place, and I will lift her back up, pull her off of the bed. I have 3/4 inch plywood with a plastic runner on top of it on the floor on top of my deep pile carpet. That is the only way I'm able to move this lift around easily, but it does move quite easily on that surface. I'm now in the process of pulling the wheelchair up under her so I can sit her down on the wheelchair to perform the next step in this operation. The bag you see hanging on the strap is a catheter bag. Pulling her down, I'm able to pull her all the way back into the wheelchair as I lower her to a seated position. This is the advantage of a powered lift. Now remove the pillow, and we'll remove the slings, remove the sling straps so that she will be disconnected from the lift until I can get a different sling on her to prepare her for toileting and dressing. I'm moving the lift out of the way so I have room to work. I'm able to do this even though I have some fairly serious chronic back issues and somewhat limited in my own ability to lift and move things. I'm locking the wheels on the wheelchair here so that when I push her forward to slip a sit-to-stand sling behind her, the wheelchair stays in position. She is totally unable to help through any of this process. I will now fasten the sit-to-stand sling so that I can lift the upper part of her body with it. There is a picture of this sling at the end of this video. Because my wife's shoulders are somewhat narrower than the ends on the lift arm, she had a great deal of difficulty keeping her arms down, and as we tried to lift her, the sling would try to pull her shoulders out of the sockets. In order to prevent that, I am now in the process of connecting some 24-inch nylon straps between the two sets of straps on the sling so that it keeps it pulled tight against her and does not pull her arms away. Originally I only used one. I now use a strap both top and bottom. I've now hooked the chest sling to the bottom connection point on the lift arm. Next, these leg straps are used so that I can pick her up in a seated position and have access to remove her underwear and get her prepared to sit on the commode for toileting. We also use the commode for changing her clothes because there's no other place I can sit her that I have access to accomplish that. I've now put leg straps on both legs and I'm ready to pick her up. I'm doing a final adjustment to the straps between the shoulder loops on her chest sling. Now I'm picking her up out of the wheelchair, and once cleared of that, I will have access to pull her nightgown up, remove her pants, set her down on the commode. As you can plainly see in this view, there is nothing to restrict me from removing her pants. This was one of the big challenges when I tried to figure out how to do toileting. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube that show how to move a person to a toilet, but I could not find any that really showed a practical way that I could change her underwear. Note I'm putting this pad on the floor because sometimes I discover there are surprises in the pants and it makes it much less messy. Here she is now fully seated in the commode and ready for me to begin the process of changing her clothes and completing any toileting that needs to be done. You'll notice as I'm hanging these leg straps on the top of the lift, I discovered kind of by accident that these straps on the leg straps adhere to Velcro fiercely. We had a problem keeping them from getting caught on things and falling on the floor. I had some 3/4 inch double-sided Velcro, and it turns out to be the perfect solution for that problem. I simply wrap some strips around the lift arm and connect I just hang the leg straps up there at any time, and they're instantly where I need them to be. I also use the Velcro to move the control unit out to a more helpful position for me. At this point, I'm simply showing you the information about the lift. This has been a wonderful addition. It's allowed me to keep my wife at home. This is the bed sling. that she sleeps on. I have two of these in case one gets soiled. They are washable. This is the wheelchair. This is an amazing wheelchair. It has a 20-inch seat and fits through 28-inch doors. This is the sling that's designed as a sit-to-stand sling. I use it in combination with the leg straps to be able to lift her and perform the toileting duties that are required. This slide shows the source and information about the straps I use across her chest, and the picture in the upper right is a picture showing them in use. Again, I use these because without them, the sit-to-stand sling tries to pull her arms out and causes her to feel like her shoulders are being pulled out of the sockets. It's very painful for her. This has proven to be a solution for that problem.